Hello everyone, welcome back to another video on the Buffalo Gaming 39 YouTube channel. I'm Sean, I'm here with Bill.
I forgot what I was going to say.
And today we are watching Game Theory because when we were recording the Hat in Time video, Billy saw that Matpat uploaded a new FNAF theory that had the title, "You're Going to Hate This." Yeah.
Will we hate it?
Will we hate it? Let's find out!
Probably.
Most likely. Nice cough, Matt.
Testing.
Testicles.
Oh boy, you're not gonna like this one, but I think we're right.
You know what? I don't like that smug look, buddy.
If it's about the Gregbot thing, okay. If it's about the first 4 games not happening, there's so many holes in that theory that it can't be plausible.
Literally. It's just Game Theory trying to make Dream Theory 2.0. That's what their last theory was.
Hello, Internet!
Welcome to Game Theory!
The show that started so many flame wars, you'd think we were a pizzaplex. So right now I'm in the middle of re-examining every piece of FNAF lore the series has ever produced in order to construct a definitive timeline for the series. Or, I suppose, as definitive as possible for the series, considering, you know, it's FNAF. That means that me and Tom and head editor Dan are combing over every misleading teaser, every line of hidden website source code, every page of the novels and their accompanying graphic novels, and every questionable skin from FNAF AR from Big Chungus Springtrap to Statue of Liberty Chica. Because nothing says
Wait, those are real?
Yeah, those are real. That's not even the weirdest.
Quite like rebranding a national monument with a giant toga-wearing murder chicken shilling for pizza. And our forefathers wept. Anyway, since this is an absolute...
What the hell?
That's not even the weirdest one.
What the
They
fuck?
made Springtrap a fucking Aztec god in one of them.
Oh my god.
Massive quest, we've broken the timeline down into 3 core chunks. Foundations of Freddy's, the Afton era, and post-Purple Guy. Basically everything that happens post-Springtrap getting torched in FNAF 6. And while that timeline theory is
What do you mean
works,
post-Purple Guy? He fucking comes right back! Because that's all it is! Because that's all the game is! Sorry. Oh, did you see FNAF? Did you see FNAF's part 3 to his theory stuff? And how...
I haven't watched any of those.
Or maybe it wasn't... No, it wasn't FNAF. It might have been Ride Toast that tried to say that the actual canon ending to FNAF Security Breach is the ending in which you get caught.
You mean
The jump scares. The jump scares.
Oh. So we just canonically fucking die?
No. But, like, if you look at the Ruin teaser, the establishment was already over a pothole. It was gonna, like, collapse eventually anyways, right?
Right.
But there's also still the screen of Gregory asking for help, right?
Right.
So, it could still be the after ending with that, right? But
we never see him physically leave the pizza place.
But Chica has her beak.
Is she?
In the Ruin teaser, Chica has her beak.
I'm looking up that.
Like, if you look close up, she has her beak. It's, like, melting off. But you can see it.
Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm. So, she has her beak. In the Afton ending, it's impossible for Chica to have her beak. So in the only other endings where Chica can't have her beak, there'd be no reason for Gregory to be asking for help. In any other ending where Chica has the beak, right? Other than maybe the first one. You know what I mean? Like the one if you just leave. But the theory was that maybe you're a kid. There's no way, unless an adult was using a controller, right? Would you not get caught in that kind of pizzaplex? So the real ending is the ending where you get caught. And that all the endings we got are not any of the canon endings. That's the theory for, like, what Ruin possibly could be. Because Chica has her beak. And why the fuck is Chica's beak back to being an important part of the fucking lore? Bill, can you explain this to me? Why is the beak always important?
Because
it's always the fucking beak. That's all it ever is. The beak. Fucking hell.
chill.
Make me. Anyway, let's get back to this
Already
theory.
made some discoveries, some big and some small, and it's one of the bigger ones that brings us here today. You see, as we were rewatching all the cutscenes from FNAF 6, we heard this line from the completion ending of the game.
Thank you for your participation. There is no need for you to return to work next week, as Fazbear Entertainment is no longer a corporate entity.
Oh sure, everyone remembers the whole "don't keep the devil waiting" bit during that ending,
Yeah,
but
that
tend to forget
bugged
what
me
comes
for a while.
after the fire. An acknowledgement that Fazbear Entertainment is no longer a corporate entity. When Henry dies in that fire, the game makes it clear that the company dies with him. But that doesn't make any sense knowing what we know now. In FNAF VR, AR, and Security Breach, Fazbear Entertainment is alive and still very much running. In fact, the company seems stronger than ever, building a giant mega pizzaplex that towers over anything the company's ever done before.
But here's the thing, a random company could have picked up the name. I mean, just in reality, you know what I mean?
I guess.
But again, this goes back to the whole, how canon are the games before the VR game because of their whole, someone made the games thing. You know what I mean?
I would have just had Security Breach, like, had Help Wanted been a full-blown reboot, it would have fixed that plot hole.
It would have.
Like, this Fazbear
But
Entertainment
now-
hasn't been burnt down yet.
Yeah, but now you have a whole problem with that line, right? And it not being a full reboot because Springtrap's there, right?
Yeah.
It's right underneath
In the
FNAF 6's location. Yeah. Or here's the thing, it could have just been Fazbear Entertainment lying. Because the Pizzaplex was built over your pizzeria. You can't sue them for that or anything. They could have just lied to you. It could have just been a white lie. Corporates do it all the time.
Well, I mean, granted, remember, Hand Unit is an AI.
Yeah. But,
He's not a real person, so, like, maybe...
But you can still...
Henry programmed him to say that, because, remember, Henry says that
Mm-hmm.
there was supposed to be a way out for the protagonist of FNAF 6.
Mm-hmm.
Because he wasn't intending it to be Michael.
Yeah. But Michael picked it up anyways.
Which, honestly, he kind of got lucky. I don't think that plan would have worked with anyone else.
Yeah, I know, right?
Just who wouldn't have thrown the fucking rotting corpse rabbit suit back into the street?
I know, right?
Right.
And I mean, they would have died trying, probably, though. Okay, let's continue.
So what gives? A dissolved company can't be going around making new games, and they certainly aren't building new 80s-inspired animatronics, are they? All of it seems to imply that
Yes, they are. It's called Chuck E. Cheese, baby. Still open and alive today.
They went Toys R Us, actually.
I know, right?
restarted the company between FNAF 6 and FNAF VR. And it was that single, simple observation, my friends, that led us down a rabbit hole I believe may have solved another core part of security.
I mean, technically the company should have died with FNAF 3, right?
Yeah, that's another thing that's also bugged me.
Because the Fazbear, like, what did they
Fazbear
call
Fright.
it? Did they call it Fazbear Fright?
Yeah.
Yeah. It should have died with that. Because why the fuck would they be able to open any restaurant ever again? Right? Like, the only way you could have ever, as Fazbear Entertainment, brought back that is if it was the horror attraction, right?
Right.
So wouldn't the company have died with that when it burned down?
Or what if the FNAF 6 location was never actually company owned?
That is possible too. I mean, it could have been
Like,
been a whole fabrication by Henry Emily. Like, it could have been just a complete fabrication for FNAF 6's location. But then why would Fazbear Entertainment build the Pizzaplex over it?
Probably Afton's meddling.
Maybe,
Like, I doubt-
but Yeah, but Fazbear Entertainment has to exist again for the VR game for Afton 2 Metal again.
That's true.
So that's where we get this. Why, Scott? Why did you make the VR game have to be the biggest plot hole of all games? Like, I don't give a shit if it made you money. You should have just not listened to the fans and just retired and never made a game again. You know what I mean? Like, fuck. Should have ended with FNAF 6. Now we have Fazgoo. And apparently Golden Freddy isn't real. Right?
He
Like,
does not exist. Fredbear
does not exist. There is no war in Ba Sing Se.
What?
There is no war in Ba Sing Se. You were giving off the same energy, okay?
I was fucking quoting the Swiftest McGriffiths tape.
I know, and meanwhile, I was fucking... like, you do that, the Golden Freddy does not exist. There is no war in Ba Sing Se. It's the same energy, man.
Golden Freddy secretly caused the war.
Golden Freddy is the Fire Nation! Okay, let's continue. We're like 10 minutes into this and only 2 minutes in the video.
Features endlessly frustrating story. First, we wanted to prove to ourselves that this corporate restart was a real thing. Throughout the core gameplay of FNAF 6, if you buy and display animatronics with a high liability rating, you get a chance to experience a fun little mechanic known as being sued. You go through these lawsuits and decide whether to pay a lawyer to fight for you or just pay the listed amount to settle the case. It's a fun, quirky gameplay mechanic that fits with the humor of the franchise. However, there's a detail within these lawsuits that's important. If you take a look at the names at the top of each lawsuit, you'll see that the defendant is listed as Fazbear Entertainment, Inc. Those last three letters are important. That INC there means that Fazbear is an incorporated company. It means that Fazbear Entertainment has shareholders, people that own stocks within the company. There are also two different types of corporations, S-corps, which tend to be smaller.
Who the fuck would put stock in the murder company? What shareholders were dumb enough? Like, I want to know.
Apparently a lot because the Pizzaplex was still built.
I know. Like, fuck. Oh, shit. Come on.
Corps, which tend to be bigger. Trust me, you don't really want to know any of that, nor do you need to know any of it for this theory. I just bring it up because it's knowledge that Steph and I have accumulated over the last decade of doing this work as business owners, and I just wanted it to be validated at some point in my life. Useless business information aside, as we hear at the end of FNAF 6, Fazbear Entertainment, Inc. has been dissolved.
Fazbear Entertainment is no longer a corporate entity.
We can assume that Henry, in his
Actually,
final act before...
I mean, it doesn't have to be a corporate entity, but it could still, as a name and like business, exist, right? That means at some point it once again had to go back from small to small business and then build its way back up to that corporate entity that created the fucking mega Pizzaplex, right?
Also, this is something that's bugged me since the release of Fourth Closet. What the hell kind of last name is Emily?
Sacrificing his life, dissolved any and all ownership remaining in the company so it would die with him, which is why it's so weird that suddenly it's back. And not just back, but back...
Also, wait. Why would one franchisee end the entire corporation?
Well, I mean, he's like the only living of the two CEOs. Like, I don't think...
Yes, but he's no longer a CEO because he sold off the company back in the 80s. The company was sold off. Henry Emily's not a CEO anymore. Henry Emily owned it when it was Fredbear's Diner, right? And then after accidents like Charlie's death and the bite of '83, they sold off the company to Fazbear Entertainment. Hence why you don't see Henry Emily ever again until FNAF 6.
Although, can I just say, Game Henry is way cooler than Book Henry. Book Henry just gets sad, builds a robot child, and then kills himself.
Remember when we all thought that Henry Emily killed himself with Robot Child in FNAF World?
Yeah.
I guess that wasn't the case. Is FNAF World just decanonized entirely? Like, everything that happened?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
New form. In Security Breach, if you check out the Balloon Boy arcade cabinet above the daycare, on the title screen you'll find that the copyright
See, this is what I wanted. This is why I wanted to find. This is what I wanted to find in our playthrough. Like, I brought up a BB game.
Of the daycare?
And apparently...
owned by a brand new company, Fazbear Entertainment, LLC.
LLC.
Again, those last three letters there are important. They stand for
I think that
Limited
name also
Liability
appears
Company.
here.
Basically, it means that the owners of the business aren't shareholders, but rather one or a small group of individuals that can't be held responsible for the debts of the business. For instance, if the Fazbear business took out a small loan of $1 million but couldn't pay it back, the banks couldn't then approach Henry or William
Pause it!
money demanding
Fucking
repayment.
pause it!
LLC members also aren't usually responsible
Okay.
for the co-owner's negligence.
Did he just fucking say small loan of $1 million?
Wait, hold on. Do we need to go back? Do we need to go
Yeah.
back?
Like, rewind 5 seconds.
Fazbear business took out a small loan of $1 million.
A small loan of $1 million. Let's go.
Not something I was expecting to remember.
But couldn't pay it back. The banks couldn't then approach Henry or William's personal money demanding repayment. LLC members also aren't usually
That's 'cause they're
responsible for
both
the
dead.
co-owner's negligence or wrongdoing. Which again, knowing the history of this company is probably going to be a better business arrangement. Most importantly, LLCs tend to be smaller, held by one or a few individuals rather than a collection of shareholders. And this actually explains a lot. If you go for the after ending of Security Breach, you go down the elevator only to discover the FNAF 6 pizzeria under.
I mean, yeah, that's basically what I just said earlier, right?
Right.
Yeah. Well, where's your theory going, Matt? Like,
the whole thing. Try explaining that decision to your shareholders. We're just gonna build our new mall on top of that old burnt down pizzeria. That'll rake in the big bucks. How about the fact that we get messages on the Faz Watch from building contractors concerned about building a giant mall over the equivalent of a sinkhole? Again, this doesn't feel like something you'd be able to do if the company had shareholders, but if the business is owned by a single individual, they could essentially do whatever they wanted. They don't have to answer
And who
to
owns
anyone.
Fazbear
In short, there's strong
now?
evidence to suggest that someone has restarted the Fazbear brand under this new corporate entity. But who would do that? Why would they do that? Was I just chasing down a lead that didn't matter? No, because I wasn't the only one asking the question. In December of 2021, this book was released, the FNAF Ultimate Guide. Basically your one-stop shop for anything important to the franchise, written by the man himself, Scott Cawthon, and only Scott Cawthon. This thing is robust. It contains every scrap of dialogue, every game.
ha! Scott is still canon in the game, and Scott bought it. No.
A summary of every Fazbear fright and
That's a good question. Who does own Fazbear Entertainment now? Because Henry, he's dead, and to the world's knowledge, William Afton's dead.
Technically, we have no clue who's owned it since, like, FNAF 1. Because the FNAF 1 location is Fazbear Entertainment. FNAF 2's location is Fazbear Entertainment. It's Phone Guy! No. Phone Guy owns it!
One guy's just an employee.
You don't know that. He could be masquerading.
Phone guy was actually William Afton all along.
Like, technically, we have no clue who owned Fazbear Frights. Right? Because that was way after William was dead, right?
Well, I mean, we get a bit more of a insight into Fazbear Frights in the book. In the books.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, it was made by a small group of people just trying to cash in on the legend.
But it was still owned by Fazbear Entertainment, though. That's the problem. Like, in the games.
Was it?
Yeah.
description for practically every one of the nearly 150 characters introduced into the franchise. If it ain't in here, it probably ain't worth your brain space. And if the book explicitly calls something out, well, it's probably gonna be worth a look. And wouldn't you know it, but in the FNAF AR description of the glitch trap virus, we get this quote. The cease work order from the Fazbear Entertainment Office of Legal Affairs seems to indicate that the company at some point becomes aware of the problem and tries to stop it. That leaves one question. Just who is running the company? And it was
What just
here
happened?
that I knew that I was
my
on
my ad blocker was doing its work. That's what happened.
The fact that the ultimate guide felt the need to point it out made me realize that this is absolutely something that we need to be solving. The clues are in place for us. It was now time for us to put it all back together. So let's figure out who's running the show over at the new improved Fazbear Entertainment LLC, shall we? Well, let's consider what exactly that person is doing. First and foremost, they're building a brand new location over the remains of the old FNAF 6 location. That right there is a huge red flag. Why not just bulldoze the whole thing and build a new one? Unless, of course, they know what's down there. Because remember, underneath it all lies the heart and soul of this franchise, Afton. They are choosing to build their new location on top of his literal gravesite. The head of this new Fazbear Entertainment LLC wants access to him. And as we see at the end of the game, it seems like their goal is to bring him back to his former glory. But just having access to Afton's body isn't enough. This person wants more. We know that the head of Fazbear Entertainment LLC has been actively taking an interest in Vanessa becoming head of security, despite her having no qualifications for the position. We know this based on in-game messages. Quote, interview notes. As requested, here are my notes on today's chief security officer.
How am I supposed to hate this so far? This just sounds sane.
I don't know, maybe it was clickbait because he knew people would be like, people hate my theories now!
I have no clue. Maybe he brings up something. We still got a whole, 20 minutes.
Officer interview. While Vanessa seemed eager and bright, she doesn't appear to have any relevant background experience. I realize the recommendation came from the top, but we need someone who's run security for a facility of this scale. I do not recommend her for this position. Based on this email, Vanessa should have never gotten the position, but note that it's marked for deletion. Someone wanted to hide the poor interview performance. Someone at the top. In yet another email, we see this. Quote again, new hire summary, head security guard, no prior qualifications, internal reference, name withheld. The person putting Vanessa forward for the job is trying to stay anonymous. But hold on, why would someone want to hire Vanessa despite her limited experience? Well, the only really special thing about her is that she's possessed by Glitch Trap. So if someone's trying to bring Afton back, preserving his body underneath the Pizzaplex, it makes sense to get someone into the Pizzaplex who houses the only other part of Afton that remains, his consciousness, in the form of the Glitch Trap virus. But who would possibly want to bring a serial killer back to life? I mean, think about what this person has done. They've restarted an entire company, they've hired third parties to scan old circuit boards, they've rebranded the franchise, built a mall, and then doctored emails to hire someone, all in an effort to resurrect Afton. Who would do that? Who would go to that level of extreme? Can't be Vanessa, she can't hire herself. Can't be Michael, he's always trying to get rid of Afton. Can't be Henry, he dissolved the company in the first place. Can't be Gregory because he's trying to destroy the animatronics. But there is someone it can be.
I will make you proud, Daddy.
Gregbot theory still live, baby.
Motherfucker. So it's baby again.
Yeah.
Okay, this is one thing. A lot of people have been writing the baby's coming back theory off of Eleanor from Fazbear Fright. But the thing is, that drawing we saw of Eleanor in the Fazbear Fright was inaccurate. She was not supposed to look like baby.
Yeah. And the weird thing is we see Baby's mask in the Blob. Do we not? Like, isn't Baby's mask in the Blob?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I'm starting to hate your theory now, Matt.
The only person who would be that motivated to bring Afton back to life, the one person that through all of the games they've appeared in has been on Afton's side wanting to keep his vision alive. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, I submit to you that Elizabeth Afton is the one in...
Hold up. My father killed me with his own creation, yet I want him to kill more kids!
Well, I mean, granted, that was an accident.
Was
And
it?
he was like explicitly trying to keep her away from that thing.
Still killed her. Still was his creation.
Control of the new Fazbear Entertainment LLC. I guess you could call her the boss baby. I will now pause and give you a chance
No.
to write your
Bad. Bad. Bad, Matt. No.
Ah! Am I ever gonna hate this because of...
Yes. Yes. That's why. What the fuck was that pun, Matt? What the hell? Fuck off.
collective groans, frustrations, and general vitriol down in the comments. While you're doing that, let me quickly remind you that right above that fiery comment section is our merch shelf, where it's your last chance to pre-order our new ARG
Nope.
kit.
Nope.
But you know what? If you don't,
Nope.
might I suggest
Nope.
Pixel
Nope.
of an 8
Nope.
venting
Nope.
Elizabeth is
Nope.
dead. This one would make you mad. Let's see what you wrote. And yes, Christmas. All right, you done venting in the comments? Told you this one would make you mad. Let's see what you wrote. And yes, I'm doing this from the past. But Elizabeth is dead. Baby's eyes are blacked out in the blob. She died in FNAF 6. Yep, all of those are perfectly
God damn it. I just got called out. I just...
valid. I know it sounds insane. Believe me. No one recognizes that more than me. But I ask you, when has any character...
You know, I just fucking realized, what the fuck is this, Matt?
It's basically trying to fucking figure out who Waluigi's origins.
Okay, but what the fuck? Who's your daddy? What the... Matt! And dude, when I click on it, it's a buff Waluigi! What the fuck? Like when I hover over it, buff Waluigi, what the hell?
Buff
franchise ever
Waluigi from
stayed.
SMG4 though.
What?
The Buff Waluigi from the SMG4 show.
Fucking
Dead.
hell.
Let's
I don't
just
know
look
if
at
you,
the
like,
facts, shall we?
originally
Our
made that model,
second
but it had
ever
the
theory on
staff.
this game drew attention to all the similarities between Elizabeth Afton and Vanessa. They both like flowers, they both have an abusive and manipulative father named William A., and of course, there's the blonde hair and green eyes. However, we've never been able to actually figure out how these two characters are connected beyond them just being similar. Could it just be another instance of this franchise doing what I like to call pulling a Jeremy? That's using the same detail multiple times just to confuse us. But you see, there's a bit more that's suspicious about Vanessa. There's one thing that me and every other theorist out there has been scared to tackle in this game, and it's this. Security Breach's fire escape ending. In it, Glamrock Freddy yeets Vanny off the top of a burning pizzaplex, sending both of them to their death. Gregory pulls off the Vanny mask to reveal that it was Vanessa the whole time! A twist that surprised literally no one. Except after the credits, we went up to the roof to see security guard Vanessa looking down as the building burns around her. Excuse me, what? Two Vanessas? Everyone just kind of collectively hand-waved this away. It must be a hallucination. Maybe it's her spirit still trapped in the pizzaplex. Or maybe, just maybe, Vanny and Vanessa have always been two separate individuals. Two twin sisters. Hold on.
In Security Breach Fury's Rage, we get VR sisters. That's one of the bosses in Fury's Rage. And I think it could be possible that one of the sisters, maybe Vanessa, went to go save her other sister after being taken over by Glitch Trap.
Recently, a new theorist has entered the ring with some
FNAF needs better internet for when he's part of these big streams. Dude froze like 5 times. That one.
That is.
FNAF needs some better internet.
interesting things to say about Security Breach. John from the YouTube channel FNAF. And while I was busy coining the catchphrase...
That would explain though. Hold on. That would explain. Remember that fucking remember that statuette that released before the game?
No.
There was two mini statues made by Funko that released before Security Breach even got like its first trailer.
Mm-hmm.
One was a Gregory inside of Freddy hiding from Vanny, and another was Vanessa hiding from Vanny.
I don't know.
He was busy in his corner preaching the gospel of the VR sisters. Remember them? Of course you don't. Why would you? So let me refresh your memory. Security Breach got delayed a lot. I mean, a lot.
Fuck
And
off.
at one point, Scott Cawthon, worried that the fan base would be upset about the repeated delays, decided to release a short little meme game to tide us all over. A beat-em-up title called Fury's Rage.
The fan base, when they find out that I have to delay the game again, they're gonna kill me. What am I gonna do? I know. I'll make a game for them.
For 4 straightforward levels with a secret boss at the end, punching through waves of the franchise's most forgettable enemies. Freddy Frostbear, Clown, Springtrap, Radioactive Foxy, L-Chip. And the rest of the enemies are just variations of Chica, the Puppet, Mangle, Baby. As for the bosses, most of them are jokes. Sure, you've got Vanny, but there's also Mega Brow, which is just Brow Boy from FNAF World. There's Soul Brawler, which is a reference to one of Scott's earlier game characters, Soul Dozer. And the secret final boss of the game, Dreamgeist, basically a giant troll about fan theories. And yet, in this game full of memes and tongue-in-cheek references, there's one set of characters that don't quite fit. The first level's boss, the VR sisters. They're the only truly original characters for this game. Literally everyone else you can point to and understand what the reference is. Now that is weird. Why would Scott put the time and effort into designing them, coming up with a name, and purposely putting them in there for us to look at if they weren't important in some way? With Vanessa being taken over by the glitch trap virus in FNAF VR, it makes sense for this to be in relation to her in some way.
Nothing.
What did you say?
I didn't say anything.
Say that again, Bill.
I didn't say anything.
Say it again, Bill.
I didn't say anything.
Say it again, Bill!
I didn't say anything!
Yeah, sure, bud.
She's a VR sister. And then her having a twin sister would explain why there could be a second Vanessa at the top of a burning building during the ending. What is it that John's been saying lately in his theory vids?
Need more proof?
Yeah, I do. You probably do too. Luckily, I have it for you. Once you get to level 4 of Fury's Rage, you find yourself in some sort of factory surrounded by conveyor belts and magnets holding up humanoid robot torsos. In the end, you fight Vanny and the game ends. But wait, before you get to the boss battle, there's one very crucial detail in the level that everyone overlooked. An orange pod with a female figure sitting inside. I've seen enough sci-fi to know that right there is a birthing pod, and the figure inside looks an awful lot like Baby from the Fourth Closet graphic novel. That's right, friendos, it's time once again for everyone's favorite segment. Matpat uses the lore of multiple FNAF books to explain parts of the game that make no sense. In the Fourth Closet, Baby's origins take a weird turn. She's actually a robot built by Henry to help replace his daughter Charlie after her death. You see, Henry creates a robot for each stage of his daughter's life: toddler, child, teenager, and finally adult. In his mind, this would allow her to grow up with everyone else around her. And this gave us our first confirmed instance of robot kids being a thing inside of the series. Robots that are capable of bleeding, eating, feeling cold. And here's the weirdest twist of them all. Baby is the final adult form of Charlie, which, let's just say I have some strong feelings about. People hate when I talk about the books. The books tell you the rough guidelines or rough rules of the universe. When you look at the books and there's this repeated thing of creators building robot kids, okay, well, apparently that's fair game. And then to take it one insane logical step further and say, not only are they building robotic versions of kids, but multiple versions of robotic kids at different ages, I would say you are insane. That's so stupid. It is a weird thing for them to do, and it challenges realism.
Because it is stupid, and it's why I fucking hate this franchise, and it's why Scott should have retired a long fucking time ago! Sorry.
Yikes.
I fucking hate this franchise's lore. I really do.
To such an absurd degree. Yeah. That you're like, yeah, and no one's noticing that this person that they're interacting with and that bleeds, again, because they bleed in the books, that bleeds, no one is noticing that this person doesn't age, but is still also eating in order to survive, but is also, like, perfectly passable as a human in every other way, shape, and form. That's crazy. And then the books layer on, and it's also Baby, who is a robot clown. And you're like, that's so stupid. I feel like no wonder people think that the theories that we produce are insane, because it is, but we're just telling you what the books say. Welcome to the books, I guess. What's also interesting is that in the books, it's clear that previous versions of the robot humans don't have to stop working or die in order for newer, more grown-up models to activate. Both teenage Charlie and adult Charlie, aka Baby, are walking around, totally sentient with their own goals and motivations. One wanting to live a normal life, completely unaware that she's a robot, and the other looking to kill children in service of William Afton, bitter because she's a robot. Sounds a lot like the relationship between a certain young security guard and her twin sister Murder Rabbit. Now, while we have no evidence to really support Charlie being rebuilt in the game
Hi,
like
Chica.
she was in the books, it does seem like Elizabeth may have multiple sisters of herself running around. In the words of John, who first proposed this one a year ago,
It could be very well possible that once Elizabeth died, William Afton not too soon after rebuilt her and built different ages of her throughout the years, just like we see in the books.
FNAF needs better internet, bro. Dude keeps freezing in all of these.
VR sisters, two different versions of the same person.
You know what? I think he's right. At the time, we didn't have the evidence, but now, I think he was ahead of his time. Move over, Gregory! There's a new robot human in town, and her name is Elizabeth Afton. And
Wait. I just realized.
What?
So, you know how one of the parts of Elizabeth Afton is also the pigtails?
Yeah.
Let's go back to the ruin thing.
Oh my god, it could be right.
Mm-hmm. Like, let's go back to Ruin's thing. Like, that could be a child robot of Elizabeth Afton.
What if Afton rebuilt both of his children that died?
I mean, that is a very possibility. I mean, that's Greg.
That
That's
actually-
Gregory, right? So that would explain Gregory very well. And then
That
if
also,
Ruin...
hold on, that would also make the Gregbot theory slightly less stupid.
Yes. And also, if this is a small child version of Elizabeth Afton, right? It would make sense for her to
Right.
save child version of Gregory from adult Elizabeth Afton, right? And
Right,
but
that-
also that would still confirm the idea that the true ending to Security Breach is the one where you get caught, hence why Chica still has that beak. Because, mind you, in this DLC trailer, right, Gregory's an important part of it. I mean, he's all over these screens, right? So
Right.
Gregory's still very important here. But then you have this new little girl with her blonde hair and pigtails wearing what I can presume is a pink shirt with a skirt.
Also, I also read this a while ago. People are theorizing that maybe the room we saw, the post-it room, wasn't Gregory's.
It was
It was
this
hers.
child's. Yeah.
Because of the pink shoes that were found in there.
Mm-hmm. And, I mean, this looks like a pink sweater of some sort with, like, a jean-looking, skirt, right? Which is what her appearance is in most games.
Right.
Of her human self, right? Of that like 8-bit figure.
I actually kind of like.
And if we're talking about Elizabeth Afton having blonde hair, right? She has red hair in the game, right? But in this she has the blonde hair, right? Like
Right.
obviously with Vanny. So if this character looks like, it's very hard to tell with the lighting, but like the little lighting that's on the hair, it looks blonde, right?
Right.
So this could be a child version of Elizabeth Afton.
Right. But my question is, why are they only appearing now?
I don't know, because they're only being built now. That's like part of the whole theory.
But then by who?
Vanny. It's like literally the whole fucking thing.
I guess.
No. In the FNAF theory, it is Vanny getting multiple parts to build these robot children to replace the Afton family. That is quite
Yeah,
literally the whole FNAF theory. Because
If
he uses
Vanny
the AR.
is possessed, is, like,
he
fully
uses
possessed
the-
by Afton, yeah, now I understand.
If he uses the FNAF AR emails a lot too, which also strengthen that theory. Anyways, let's continue.
and Vanessa, and Vanny, and probably the head of Fazbear Entertainment LLC too. All iterations of the same person from different life stages. All Elizabeth Afton. Some aware of who they really are, and some not. And one of those versions is Ruin DLC Girl. In some of Security Breach's cut dialogue,
I fucking knew where he was going. I'm Matpat now. I'm the captain now. I don't fucking care. I'm the captain now. I knew where the fuck he was going before he even went there.
there are laugh lines that are definitely feminine, but also some that clearly mix in a young girlish tone. Hear that last one? Clearly there's a childish girl laugh with a bit of a British accent mixed in there, exactly like the voice of Elizabeth from Sister Location. Sites like the cutting room
A
floor.
British accent. Fuck me. We were having this argument about these accents last time, and if this robot has the British accent, that fucks my whole argument about the Gregory not having a British accent. Fuck.
Or attribute these as cut Vanny lines, which makes sense considering that there aren't many human females in the game, but that laugh seems awfully young for Vanessa, or Vanny. And that's not all. Going back to Fury's Rage, notice the shoes on the VR sisters, specifically the cool purple sneakers. I could have sworn that they had matched the design of the blonde girl's light-up sneakers in the Ruin DLC poster, but upon closer inspection, yeah, it was close, but not strong enough of a match for me to call it out in a theory. Dead end, right? No. Notice the two colors on those shoes, red and purple. Very specific shades of red and purple. And what's the coloring of our two VR sisters? Red and purple. Seems that maybe, just maybe, this blonde girl is also part of the Elizabeth sisters. So that would actually give us our 4 closets.
I knew it!
The original
I
young girl
fucking knew it! I fucking knew it, bitch! I knew it! I'm done. I'm done.
DLC, Vanessa, the 23-year-old security guard.
So basically, in this story, Elizabeth replaces Charlie. Basically,
Yes.
right?
Right.
Because Charlie's the puppet in the actual FNAF universe, not Baby in the book universe, right?
Right.
Because that's how it is in here. So if you were to have that type of storyline, you'd have to replace it, and Elizabeth is the perfect replacement.
To the FNAF AR emails, and Vanny, who, you know, just might be slightly older. Her being a robot would also explain how she survived a massive fall from the top of a pizzaplex without being totally disfigured. Personally, I think this would actually be a pretty cool idea, having all the versions of Elizabeth come together. This child, Vanny...
Can we have all the versions of Gregory?
You know what, maybe we'll get fucking Greg.
Future FNAF DLC, Greg.
No, it's
maybe
secretly
even
a
the
diary
original
of
baby
a
would show up to
kid
complete
at
the tribe of robot Elizabeths. But doesn't all of this disprove my initial theory? If Vanny is the adult version of Elizabeth, then doesn't that mean we're out of Elizabeths? to
Wait!
Fazbear
Wait.
Entertainment?
That means potentially the young child Elizabeth could be patient 46 too,
Possibly.
right?
Right.
Because the clue in FNAF's theory, there was a clue about that the creators, the people at Steelwool that created the game, right? They gave one
Right.
clue for the game before it came out, and it was the word schematics. And in the books, you see schematics of the Charlie bots, right? So
Right.
What if schematics is a clue to the Elizabeth Afton and Patient 46?
I guess. But there's one thing that's always bugged me about Patient 46 being Elizabeth Afton.
What?
The therapist saying she had a wonderful childhood with loving parents.
Yeah, I mean, a child can fake that in their mind. It happens all the time. And
But
also, you
she's
gotta remember,
not, but-
Elizabeth Afton is on William's side.
No, but the doctor said that after saying that the patient lied about having a horrible family life.
I have no clue. But technically, with William, if you look into it, we've seen their house, right? It's not like William was abusing his children. He was only abusing other children, right?
Right.
And they have a very good house. If anything, it was Michael that was being the bitch, right?
Right, but I doubt like your brother killing your other brother would be. You had a great childhood.
Yes.
Witnessed a murder.
Yes. But what if she's talking to the child version of Elizabeth Afton? The child version before that.
I guess.
No, Bill, there's like, you're talking of the Elizabeth Afton after Gregory's, or Evans, or whatever the fuck you call him, right?
Right.
After that, like, it's a child version. So this could have been before that, like how there's the child version of Gregory right there. You know what I mean?
Right, but then like how the
You know what? You want it to be funny if they do a second Greg bot and it's the teen version and he has a dent in his head. What?
That's just mean.
It'd be funny.
Oh, you know what? You know what else there is though that's just fucking hilarious?
What?
So in Security Breach, you can find an arcade cabinet
Mhm.
where you see the same sprite of Fredbear from FNAF 4 eating a burger.
Oh God, Jesus Christ.
LLC, we filled all 4 of our closets. Well, not quite, because when you get to the very end of that final book, Charlie's love interest, John, stands by Charlie's grave after all the other known versions of her have died. He looks up and sees none other than yet another, slightly older version of Charlie standing in front of him. I kind of just wrote this off initially as a cute ending, but in the wake of what we've been talking about this whole time, it reveals that there were never just 4 closets. There were never just 4 versions of Charlie. There were more. Potentially an infinite number of them, which honestly makes sense. Can't have a 20-something-year-old Charlie looking 20 forever.
The FNAF multiverse.
Multiverse of FNAFness!
She too would need to age up to look like a woman in her 30s.
FNAF man into the FNAF verse.
Aside,
I'm
if the
tired.
multiverse gets introduced in FNAF, I'm done.
I'm done as well. That's when I'm gonna just say goodbye to the franchise, you know?
Her 40s, her 50s. This idea is also shown in Fury's Rage. While the VR sisters are the first bosses, after you defeat them, they become regular enemies during the 3rd level. There are dozens of them that come out to attack you, one after the other after the other. New ones being built to achieve their purpose. Other bosses don't do that in the game. And in Stage 4, those humanoid robot torsos hanging from the ceiling, they look a little bit more on the feminine side to me. Robot women being built by the boatload, ready to replace the ones that we destroy. Be they VR sisters, or security guards, or murderous rabbits. And at the top of the food chain is an older, wiser, more vengeful version of Elizabeth pulling the strings, looking to bring her family of robots all back together to the same place. I suppose you could say that that makes the Pizzaplex the true sister location. But hey, say all you want about Elizabeth's business practices, you gotta admit, she knows how to dress up a joint.
I don't hate this theory. Let's look at the comments.
Oh god.
Hold on. Did the comments show up on the thing? Yes, okay, cool.
Also, I love how this just straight up does not address that one.
Which one?
The Golden Freddy never existed shit.
Oh, yeah. No, it's like Dream Theory all over again. Just doesn't talk about it, you know?
We don't talk about that. We don't talk about the pink one.
The fact that these theories make more sense and feel more right than most others is telling. I think he's finally doing it, guys. He's solving the lore! 2014. It's official that kids were definitely stuffed into the animatronic suits. 2022. Hey, can someone remind me what a bear is again? Oh, why is
Bears are extinct!
Matpat really delves into the abyss of the internet to find the most absurd tokens of lore no one knew. This guy's a legend. Never ceased to amaze. Okay, how many dick riders are down here? Holy shit. When it's not even a drama-related video and it starts with the couch, you know it's gonna be crazy.
The couch! Although that would mean we'd finally be getting a new main antagonist besides fucking William Afton for the 825th time!
Yep, but it's still an Afton, so, you know.
At least it's not that Afton.
How many times has Matpat made a definitive timeline for FNAF now? Honestly, the most surprising... What about this had a definitive timeline?
I think he said he's working on a definitive timeline.
It's amazing seeing John join Matty's journey. So scared. Okay. It's insane to think that because one part overshadowed another made the lore so much harder to solve. Honestly, it's these FNAF lore vids that make me want to live. Here comes Matpat in the madness that is his timeline theories. Bless this man's sanity. Men of culture, we meet yet again to watch Matpat, a descent into madness. Okay. Anyways, that theory actually wasn't that bad. I don't know why you said you'd hate it. That was actually not a bad theory. Questionable.
Yes, and it kind of goes in line with what the Fazbear Frights books were doing.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately.
Because, like, Eleanor did pull Afton back together, although only used him as, like, a temporary battery for her giant rabbit mech made out of trash. When are we getting the trash rabbit?
FNAF.
Like, damn it, that would be an awesome boss fight.
You know what? You want to when we're getting them? FNAF World 2, baby.
I don't doubt it.
Give us FNAF World 2, Scott! No.
I want the trash rabbit.
I want the trash rabbit. Okay, anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. If you did enjoy, please click that like button down below. If you want to see more of our content, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We are slowly descending in the madness as we watch Matpat make more theories about stuff and act like we know what we're talking about. Anyways, thank you all.
I think we already descended into madness after earlier.
Oh yeah. Anyways, thank you all for watching. We'll see all you dudes in the next one. Goodbye, everyone.